Hey everybody, it is Elson 932 on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. It is Friday. It is Friday. Finally, it is Friday. Say hello if you are here. Let us know you can hear us, see us. And I just started this unsolicited advice. I love the feedback I'm getting from you guys. It's really encouraging me to continue. That's why I'm doing it more times this week. Next week, it may be pared down to specific dates and times, but we are definitely here for unsolicited advice. We are here to give the people what they want. Hey, AK's POV. I didn't even notice it was after 5 p.m. until I got my notification. Hey, y'all. Hello. Uh, Something must be going on if you didn't realize it was after 5 o'clock, because I tell you, I'd be looking at that 5 o'clock time and I'll be, whoo, to the races. I'm telling you, to the races. But thank you for being here. So, because it's Friday, because I got the time for y'all, we got six cases we're gonna be covering. We got six. It ain't always gonna match the number, but hey, I was told that I could extend the time just a little bit. Extend the time. So hey, just Rhonda telling y'all, hit that like, please hit the like button so we can get into YouTube's algorithm, so we can have more people here for unsolicited advice, unsolicited opinions. Hey, Munira, welcome on in. Whew, we are here for it. So we're going to do six, y'all. It's going to be, mild to spicy, not too spicy. I'll have to save that for an after dark live. If y'all want to be here with me after 10, after 11, on a weekend, on a Friday or Saturday, we could think about it. Because usually on a Friday night, I'm talking, on another round JS, or we're talking Never Ever Mets, and we do it with also Just Rhonda. Hey, Felicia, happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. And yes, hit the like, hit the share. Make sure you are subscribed and your notifications are on so you don't miss it. Because if AK's POV did not have her notification on, she would have missed it. That's what she just told us. So let's get to the first one. Since we're doing six of them, let's get to the very first one. It's going to be mild. It's going to be extra mild, at least to me. It's going to be extra mild, at least to me. So the first one is she wants joint bank accounts. Okay. It says my 26, he's a 26-year-old male. She's a 24 year old female, wants joint bank account. Okay. They've been together for 5 years. They live together and they currently split the expenses 50-50. Now we hear this a lot out there in the whole dating sphere, the whole 50-50. So this 26-year-old male has his 24-year-old girlfriend and they've been together for 5 years. Okay. Since he's 21, she's 19. And they currently split the bills 50-50. Recently, she has been suggesting that we combine finances. Okay. I'm hesitant to do it as it is not common in our culture, and I'm unsure how to navigate any loss of financial independence. For couples who have joint finances, could you please share your experience? Is this something you recommend? For context, we work full time. She actually earns significantly more than I do. She has multiple side gigs and also enjoys stock trading. So I'm not concerned about her taking advantage of me financially. So what about you taking advantage of her financially? Okay, let's get into it. Let's see who else has come in this afternoon. Hey, Letitia, welcome on in. Welcome on in. In case POV said, I haven't heard more than 24 and 26. My answer is no, you're not married. Hey, Moon Dust Angel, wonderful to have you here with us. Hope everyone's having a lovely Friday. Hope you are as well. Felicia said it's a 50-50 bandit, y'all. It's a 50-50 bandit. Whew. Just Rhonda said that's for married folk. Okay, that's for married folk. And we'll start right there. Y'all are young. Okay, y'all are young. But for me, 5 year wait, to get married is perfectly acceptable. But if y'all together 5 years, living together, where are you in the thought of marriage? She may not be thinking of marriage because what you said is she makes significantly more than you. Plus, she has side gigs, which tell me she's an entrepreneur. Plus, plus, plus. It's 50-50 the bills, but it may be, on you. So if she's the one that has most of the finances and she's requesting a joint account, I really, I don't have a problem if y'all are married. Okay. And I don't think the joint should be your only accounts. I don't think your joint account should be your only accounts. Hey, Samantha, we're talking about this 26-year-old young man. His 24-year-old young lady wants joint accounts, and she makes significantly more than him, and they pay the bills 50-50. So again, this is for married folk, but again, as someone who, this is my second time around the marry go round, okay? This is my second time around. We had a joint account. We do have a joint account, but I have my own. Whatever we need jointly gets dumped into that joint account. That is all. That is all. That is all. If we are saving towards something for us, the money is contributed to the joint account if necessary. It usually ain't necessary. It usually ain't necessary. I'm sorry. Mr. Elson is like, get what you want. Usually it's not necessary, but if it's something like a high ticket value item, maybe, and y'all want to save towards something, we've had in Unsolicited Advice other stories of people saving towards vacations and other things. When y'all are married, consider this. And I'm wondering why, if she is the highest earner, why is she thinking about joint accounts and y'all are not married? Y'all ain't even engaged. Why am I considering joining a bank account with someone I ain't even engaged to? I don't even want to tackle it if we ain't married. Okay? My name could be whatever the last name is, but the thing is, we need to be married. You're welcome. Yeah. Yeah, but after they married, Samantha votes for one joint account, but separate accounts for certain. Yeah, I can't tell you how many accounts I have. Is account for this, and the other. But the thing is, we are married, and I still have my own account. Hey, K Sharp, happy Friday. Happy Friday. So, y'all are young. Y'all are 20-something years old, okay? Y'all have been together for 5 years. You didn't say how long y'all been living together. And if she is the highest earner, I applaud you, young man, in this day and age of, how can I say it, a gentle ego. There are some men who may not be able to handle having a girlfriend who makes significantly more than him, okay? Significantly more than him. And I think that's why the 50-50, I don't tell people how to distribute expenses in their household. If y'all want to do 50-50 and y'all happy with it, I'm happy for you. However, your marriage tells you or your relationship tells you to split bills or whatever, do what's best for your relationship and keep it pushing. But for right now, ain't no joint accounts. My unsolicited advice is ain't no joint accounts unless we married. Hey, Jay Blake, listening in the bushes. That is quite all right. Glad to have you here. We need to be married to have that joint account. Because what happens if we split? Are we looking at how much each person's contributing? We better have a contract about how that joint account is going to be splitting. You better understand it. Thank you, K Sharp. Yeah, thank you. The curls are popping. The curls are just here for a period of time. I'm about to put them away. This heat in the south and humidity ain't it. But thank you for the compliment. Y'all, my unsolicited advice is no joint accounts until y'all are married. That is it. Now, that is the first story. For those of you who are now coming in, that was the first. That was mild. That was very, very mild. We have 6 stories we're going to go through this evening. Okay? They are not married. Yes, Samantha, they are not married. Oh, I missed the married part. Then I made my comment, no joint account without marriage. We ain't even engaged, Samantha. We ain't even engaged. Hey, Unfiltered Doll, happy Friday. Glad to have you here. So yes, that was our first, and we're doing 6 stories today. So yeah, No joint accounts, young people, unless we are married. Not even engaged, actually married, and a certificate is filed down at the clerk of the court, and it is registered, and we are duly married under the eyes of the law. Ain't no, civil ceremony. Duly married. Change my ID if I'm changing my last name. So y'all, let's get to the next. Let's get to the next one. We're going to turn up the heat just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. I know Unfiltered Doll Shirley. Shirley does not. Shirley does not agree. The Shirley she's talking about is Shirley Strawberry. If y'all have not, please go and check out the Unfiltered Doll Reaction, her channel. It is wonderful. We have a good old funky time in the comments. I tell you, a good old funky time. And the Shirley she's talking about is Shirley Strawberry and her still incarcerated now ex-husband. So if you want to talk about crime and drama and rumors and gossip, Unfiltered Doll Reactions. So let's get to the next one. Let's get to the next one. The next story that's going to get us into just a little bit more spice. Okay? Which one is this one? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Her husband is joking about their intimacy. So this is a 29-year-old female. Her husband is a 34-year-old male, has a 31-year-old brother with a long-distance relationship with a 31-year-old female. It's a whole cast of characters, y'all. So she is 29 with a 34-year-old man, and his brother and the brother's girlfriend, who's long distance, are both 31. Every time she comes over, he makes jokes about our sex life. How do I tell him that this hurts my feelings without sounding overly sensitive? It goes on to say every time she comes over, he jokes to me privately about our sex life on some way or another. For example, she came over, they went to his room, and my husband joked that they're probably having sex more in a day than he has in a month. But, we get intimate regularly. I make time for it even when I'm tired. These jokes hurt me and make me feel inadequate and bitter towards him for comparing us to this new couple. I responded recently that if that's supposed to be a joke, it's not funny. He laughed it off and said, I guess some people don't find me funny then. How do I make him understand this is hurtful and inappropriate? So his brother's coming over to visit. I want to know where we visiting, because y'all better not be doing the funky nasty at my house. Say, go to his room. Where? Y'all in the 30s. Why are we over at the house when he got his long distance girlfriend visiting? Are the brothers sharing a house? Why are we there at the same time? And if I'm visiting with my brother, why am I ducking and dodging out just to lay some pipe? You see, there's a whole bunch that she hasn't answered. I have questions. I have lots of questions as to the placement of people in this. Hey, Chanel, welcome on in. Welcome in. AK's POV, that's weird. You don't need to be sensitive to express that his passive-aggressive comments are annoying. To go to Africa, good afternoon. Welcome in. Just Rhonda. Tell him when you let him know he's not getting any jokes on him. Yeah, he ain't going to be laughing then. And I'm sure she can say, well, I guess some people don't find me funny, and turn it on him. Unfiltered Doll says, you already did. He doesn't care. Yeah, there are a lot of questions. Why are we over there when the brother is trying to dip into a room with his long distance girlfriend? Why are we making comments? He's saying apparently his tally and your tally don't add up. So is it that he ain't feeling nothing? What's going on? Is he asleep? Does he not have the same count? He said the brother get more in a day than he do in a month. And you say you're making a whole lot of effort. It seems we got to get some auditing and accounting in here, because your count and his count ain't adding up. Y'all ain't coming together when the count is there. You're also saying that you trying to accommodate him even when you're tired. Girl, get your sleep, get your rest. Get your sleep, get your rest. Ain't no need for all of that. If you're tired now, you're gonna be resentful because you're tired and you gotta perform. Just like when you're tired and you have to go to work because you gotta earn money to pay the bills, you're gonna be tired of him like you're gonna be tired of your supervisor at work. Yes, is her math off? Or is his math off? Because I'm thinking it is it's not just as inappropriate, is that why we counting? Because if it's happening right and enough times, we don't need to count. We are just what? Duly satisfied. Moon Dust Angel said the jokes are inappropriate if the man truly respected you and he would understand what you're saying and stop telling these kinds of jokes. Samantha agrees with AKPOV. Be direct. Don't let his jokes pass. Prioritize yourself. Trey Mack, welcome on in. If she sounds insensitive, then it's whatever. She should speak her mind. But side note, she definitely not having as much sex as she thinks. So Trey Mack, I think with man's math and ladies' math are off. Okay, it's a different kind of math. Unfiltered does that because once a week he's looking for 5 days a week, maybe the issue. And why are you telling my business? Maybe if your man goes without it for a while, he might realize what kind of damage jokes can cause. Well, that's what, somebody was saying, maybe she should go on strike and say, hey, joke's on you. No more access. You want to make jokes? How about this? Laugh now. Because that's all you're going to be doing is laughing. That's what they're saying in the chat. My unsolicited advice, young lady, y'all need to clear up what do you think is effort and what does he think. We need to get the count together. Second of all, my questions: why are we at the same house? The brother has his long distance girlfriend. It's screaming that we sharing the house. He's going to his room. Why are we there? Are we sharing the house? Are we sharing rooms? And why don't you give the brother some time with his long distance girlfriend? Y'all need to leave because I ain't staying in the house to be hearing people thumping and bumping. I am not staying in that house. It's time for you to take me out to dinner or something. We need to go out and, hang out ourselves. Trey Mack says she sounds like a once, maybe twice a weeker. Oh, okay. She knew he was a butthole before they got married. We need the math calculator for this bedroom. Yes, we need the math calculator because the math ain't mathing. And the lady math and the gentleman math ain't mathing. And he wants to feel like how his brother feels. So maybe you need to tell him, well, maybe I should go away for a bit. Maybe I should go away. Maybe we need to make this long distance. How about I move out, move away, and just be gone and I see you when I see you? Because, this whole thing is only happening because your brother ain't seeing his lady all the time. That's what happens with long distance relationships. When you finally see each other, it's all like the kettle. Everything's whistling. Everything's whistling. Everything's wonderful. But then guess what? You're never around each other. So you got to get it in when you can so you can full on up because when you're away from each other, that's all you have on tap. Maybe he wants more excitement but can't communicate with her. Yeah, he wants that excitement. He wants to go away and come in and feel that I ain't seen you in a while. The heart grows fonder. It seems like he wants the staff grows fonder once we ain't together like that. Moondance Angel says that's crossing all kinds of boundaries and I'm truly uncomfortable with being in a house where someone is doing that. And if you're in the house, they really shouldn't be doing that either. Okay? Okay now. Whether they should or shouldn't be, everybody grown, everybody over 30. But yeah, I ain't comfortable, listening. I'm comfortable making the sound that everybody got to hear, but I ain't comfortable sitting there having to listen to what, I ain't participating in, ain't going to be participating in with them, but, in my own room with my own person. Why aren't they getting their own space when they meet up? I have questions. Right. We don't know the housing situation. It was too short of a post. We need to know the housing. It sounds like y'all in the 30s. The brothers the brothers inherited the parents' house. They're sharing it. Is the brother living there full time listening to y'all carry on the few times a week your husband says he ain't really getting enough of? Is the brother there listening to y'all carry on? And he's like, hey, when I get together with my girl, I got to create sounds of my own in this house because other than that, I got to have earplugs in. So there are questions about this living situation. Why are we there? Why are we there? Unfiltered Dog says, my God, on today. Was that a little too much, Spice? Did I say a little too much? Was I doing too much? Trey Max says, usually when it comes to counting and mathing, I follow the males' accounting more than often. We tend to track that more than women. Well, here's the problem I have with that male math, okay? The female math will make it multiply, okay? In one session, the female may have multiple, you know, how can I say it? Multiple sets of fireworks in one session. So her math may be more because of that. And because the fireworks only happen usually one time per session for the man, that may be where his math is falling short to hers. Okay? Maybe that's where the math is falling short with them. Unfiltered Doll say not at all. Well, see, this is only the second story. It's going to get hotter and it's going to get way more wild in here. So again, this is for grown folk. This is for grown people. Let's get to the story number 3. I may have mixed it up a little bit. So now, the boyfriend does not include her in the plans. The boyfriend does not include her in the plans. My boyfriend, 31-year-old male, does not include me, 32-year-old female, in his plans with his friends. Does it mean I am not important to him? We've known each other for around 10 months and we are exclusive. My boyfriend is an extremely social person and I, on the other hand, have a smaller circle of friends. He very rarely includes me in his plans with friends as based on what he says are the boys' meetings. So far, I accepted it and didn't have a problem with it. However, it turns out I'm excluded from other events as well. For example, he went with his friend and his friend's girlfriend to the gym. Such a small thing, but it made me extremely sad. His guy friends involve their girlfriends and wives in some of the activities, but my boyfriend never thinks of it or simply doesn't want me there. So she is 32, he is 31. Does he just not want her around? Does he just not want her around? Unsolicited advice? So, my question is, when is he going to the gym? Well, we're 10 months in and we are exclusive, just Rhonda. We're 10 months in and we are exclusive. And she likes smaller settings. She doesn't want a big crowd. Smaller setting. Oh, just Rhonda said, not the girlfriend. Unira says she's not the girlfriend. Y'all thinking she's the side piece? She got to be kept under wraps and, like the family that prays, the relationship is only between these four walls. That was one of my favorite scenes in that movie. Unfiltered Doll says she seems like she's clingy and he needs space, perhaps. It could be. Maybe she's one of those, could you stay home with me? Could we just have time together? All the time together? Hey, High Vibe, welcome in. Could we have all the time together? Oh, Samantha is reading my mind. Does he know they are exclusive? I don't know, because this is screaming, he don't know that we ain't exclusive. I don't need to bring you around the other girlfriends and other wives, because you ain't my girlfriend and you ain't my wife. That's what it's telling me. You read my mind, Samantha. It's possible he also has he's also a busybody and she's not the main. Yeah, she could be a side, okay? Or she could be an accessory, okay? K-Shop said she should voice her opinion, but it has only been 10 months. Give it time. Now, how long before we meet the friends, though? And how long before the friends miss that I'm not around? And how is he comfortable being the third wheel? Because if he's going to the gym with the friend and the girlfriend, they're probably going to eat after the gym. Did they meet up or was it just happenstance? There are questions because it could be that he just was at the gym and the friend and the friend's girlfriend came by and they had the gym all together. It was just innocent. Or maybe they planned it. We don't know. Moondust Angel said if he really wanted her to be there, she would be. If he can't include you in even some of his plans, he doesn't respect you. There needs to be a balance where you see your friends without him and you both see friends together as well. Yeah, she's exclusive. He is not just Rhonda. Y'all are right. I don't think that he thinks they're exclusive. Or maybe they're exclusive behind closed doors. The old people used to say, if a man only takes you out at night, you really don't want to be seen with you. Well, he is giving her signs he really doesn't want to be seen with her. Even something as simple as a gym. Now, here's the other thing. Did he not think about it because maybe the gym is not a place you like to go to? Maybe she doesn't go to the gym. Maybe that's not her thing. So maybe he doesn't think like you wanted to go to the gym because I'm sorry. When I used to go to the gym, way back when I do remember going to the gym, don't judge me. When I used to go to the gym, I don't want to talk to you. This is not a bonding moment. You go your way, I go mine. We're not bonding at the gym. I'm doing my thing, you doing your thing. We meet at the door or at the car and we go home. We ain't bonding at the gym. We ain't talking at the gym. I'm sorry, it just ain't happening. It's just not happening. So if I truly love the guy, I can't wait to introduce them to my friends. It really excites me to introduce my partner to my friends. I'm just very proud of my partner and I want everybody to know. Yes, we want everybody to know, but again, she is fixated on her friends. We have on his friends. We have not heard if the reciprocal has happened. She just said she has a small circle. So Moondust Angel, that is added to our questions. What is the status of having him around with her friends? Let's flip it on her. Has he been invited to a lot of things with your friends? And as we said before, does he know we're exclusive? Maybe he doesn't think you're the gym type of person, or as the unfiltered doll said, you're just too clingy, and I don't need clingy at the gym. The only thing clinging to me at the gym should be my sweat and my towel and my shirt. You don't need the girlfriend clinging, and she probably, y'all, she probably the one that's gonna be like, this is my man, my man, my man, constantly, and he don't need no hangers on. Now, if you're really old school, you'll understand what hangers on mean, okay? Again, Samantha says, direct communication is her only option, and hopefully he will keep it real. If not, she must be prepared to bounce out of respect for herself. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would just, if you knew he was at the gym, I'd just pop up. I just pop up. And oh, how y'all here? Oh, really? Okay. They both need therapy. They should sit on the bench and heal. Yes, that is a line from Little Black Book 91, another YouTube channel that you should really, really check out. Really, really. He has insightful things about sitting on the bench, healing your traumas, healing your heart before you enter relationships. But it's only been 10 months. There's only been 10 months. Sometimes you're his girlfriend, but he is not your boyfriend. She needs to have a talk with him. Yeah, she needs to have a talk with him, but hey, he doesn't include in the plan. We need to figure out if he is, where he is, when he says he is, and who he says he's with. Because what if it's not the friend's girlfriend and it's his real girlfriend he had the gym with? Maybe he just told her that story. Maybe he just said, yeah, I met my friend and his girlfriend, but it was really his girlfriend that he's really exclusive with. That's another, we have a lot of questions for her because I need to know where y'all going, how y'all going out, and if he ain't including you around the friends, he hiding you from the friends, y'all ain't exclusive, man. 10 months in, you could like say goodbye, whatever, be done with it. Hey, Sunshine, welcome in, welcome in. So let's go on to the next story. Okay, let's go on to the next story. Ooh, the partner thinks that daily chores are only for the weekend. Okay? My partner thinks that daily chores are only for the weekend. So this 28-year-old female has a 28-year-old male partner, thinks adults don't do daily chores, okay? They only do it on the weekends. How do I navigate this argument? 28, y'all. My partner is currently arguing with me over this. We've been together for 3 years, living together for 1 year. He claims adults do not do chores daily, that they save it all for the weekend. I countered that most functioning adults live independently and do some chores daily to maintain their living space. The argument became because my partner is responsible for the dishes, aka emptying and filling the dishwasher. He often lets it pile up in the sink until it overflows, smells, and we get fruit gnats. And I suggested it would be better to do the dishes daily or at least empty the dishwasher daily so we could put the dirty dishes in there rather than the sink. He then told me that's not feasible as he is tired after work and the gym, that adults only do chores on the weekends. We shouldn't have to do dishes every day. I said, I'm sorry, but that is what it's like being an adult that lives independently. Keep in mind, his chore list consists of dishes, cleaning the cat litter, feeding our pets breakfast, putting our trash outside. I do everything else in our apartment. It's exhausting. I don't know how to get through to him. He's a great person, just terrible romantic partner slash roommate. I don't want to leave, but it seems like if things won't change, I refuse to be with a man child. Update. He will typically do dishes every 3 to 4 days unless I tell him sooner. He does the cat litter daily, thank God. And I don't want kids, so that's not really a factor. We lived with my parents for a year before getting an apartment, and I knew he was messy. I knew he was messy. Can we say that a third time? I knew he was messy, and I am too, in parentheses, but not to this extent. Our lease is up in April, so if I leave, it will be then to make things easier. So you knew, young lady. You knew. You knew he was messy. You knew. So what's the problem? And you've been in this for a year. Is it that you couldn't move because of the lease? No, sir. My OCD couldn't handle it. Hey, sunshine, I understand. Hey, I have two boys. That rotation on that dishwasher is a chore. Oh, I have two boys. I understand. And the things that have to be on the top versus the bottom. Ooh, you adding a whole other layer. Very lazy. Oh, he's lazy. That's all. Just Rhonda has a question. Our first question: who raised him? K Sharp came with it right with the same question. Who raised him? I blame his parents. If you're really that tired, you could do things every second day, which we sometimes do, but we're always on top of it and never gets that bad. Oh, Chanel has another question. I wonder what his hygiene routine looks like. Trust or thrush could be on her horizon. Yep. Any kind of diseases or things that grow on you that shouldn't be there. This is a conversation she should have discussed before moving in together. Now, Sunshine, I agree with that. But sometimes people give you the whole good roommate talk and routine. And now all of a sudden, it's something different when you're actually putting it into plan. Now, she said the lease is up. My unsolicited advice is move out. If he ain't got it together by now, it's been a year, either you're going to stick with it for a whole other year, move out, go back to your parents. He probably wants her to clean up after him. Could be. Trey Mack, and personally, I don't count loading the dishwasher as doing dishes, but that's me. I'm old school. Soap, water, and hands. Now, Trey, you are old school. Some of us do like the old school method. Yes, yes. And I have to whisper, I still have my granddaddy's old school method of you have that, you put the dirty dishes in a basin that's in the sink. Yeah. And yeah, we do dishes where you conserve water. Yeah. I still have that habit. But my kids do a little pre-wash, a little dishwasher, turn that sucker on, and walk away. She cleaned up after him while they stayed at her parents to keep her parents from fussing. Yup. Now she's tired of faking it. She's been faking it for a year. They've been together, living together for a year. She's tired of faking it. She shouldn't have moved in with him. It was work to keep it up with the parents, so it's going to be work at the apartment. His expectations are there. Moondust Angel says people need to set boundaries and stick with them. It's really that simple. Yes, it is that simple. Ooh, Trey Mack said he must brush his teeth or bathe every other day or something. Well, if he considers bathing a chore, then he may save it for the weekend, Trey. Okay, y'all may say whatever y'all want to do. Give me the ew emojis. Give me the ew ew ew. But if he says adults only do chores on the weekend, okay, he may see showering as a chore and may only do it on the weekend. So I'll take the every other day. It should be every day. I'll take he. I wonder if he brushes his teeth on the weekend too. Let's ask the hygiene. Is it only cleaning up other stuff? Is it only cleaning up other stuff, or is it also cleaning between them cheeks only on the weekend? High Vibe said not bathing is a sign of depression. Right? We gotta know. We gotta know what are the chores. Is it external chores, or is it also he considers body hygiene as being a chore? What are his list of chores? Because he clean up after the cats daily, so he don't want to smell the stuff the cats are leaving behind. But he's okay with smelling what he leaves behind in the dishes. And y'all, if y'all know how gross it is, and I don't know what part of the country they're in, but if they're in the South, it don't take but a day for gnats. And it ain't just your stack of dishes. Even if you clean the sink, if you don't clean that drain, if you don't clean that drain and flush that out, you will still wake up with gnats in that kitchen. So he's just adding a whole other layer for the gnats to just breathe in. Just breathe in. Moondust Angel says, divide and conquer. There are some chores I just hate doing, so my partner does those and I tackle the rest of them. Yeah, it's just divide and conquer. Now it's time for my sharing time. So I don't mind doing laundry and folding. Mr. Elsid hates to fold. Absolutely hates to fold. He hates to fold clothes. And the way I fold it, it's bringing back my old days in retail. I fold it like you do in the store, side, and flat, so you don't have a crease in the middle when you take your t-shirts out. He hates it. Absolutely. I fold everything. So he'll do the laundry and it'll be waiting, and I just sit there and I'm watching the TV and I'm folding. Sometimes I fold and put away. If he ain't home to take it and put it away, I fold and put it away. So he just hates folding. So I'll do that part of the chore, but I don't mind the wash and the folding. That's not a problem. Ooh, K Sharp said his underwear has got to have stains. Well, if changing his underwear is a chore, then he only changing on the weekend. So the chances are he gonna have stains on it. So I need to know the list of chores. If his bodily hygiene is a list of chores. Sunshine said, "Off top, love you here. It's cute. Thank you. Yep, I took the braids out and it's going to go back in because this in the heat and humidity of the South, ooh, I'm gonna catch some kind of heat stroke or something. But thank you for the compliment." Moondas Angel said, "It sounds like living with a teenager." Yes. Ooh, my teenage sons. Ooh, that's exactly what it sounded like. Tremax says, "I relax and fold while watching TV, pass the time." Yep, that to me, my hands are just going and I stack it, t-shirts together, unmentionables together, pants together, everything is folded like if it's at a store, and those that need to be hung up is just draped over the basket and get the hangers and just hang them up. So yeah, we just know how to delegate, and I like to cook, and Mr. El Cid love to clean the kitchen, and that's all right with me, but I ain't leaving no pots and pans. As I'm cooking, I'm washing the pots, the pans, and other stuff. But he'll do a whole deep dive kitchen stuff, and he will clean the drain. So we got a good system. So young lady, you gotta find your system. It can't wait till the weekend. I don't know how you're getting rid of the gnats once they start breeding in there and he starts leaving them dishes piled up. But again, my unsolicited advice is if he don't want to listen now, you said at least you don't want kids, because having kids in this mess, you already have cats in this mess. You need to either get a handle on it or you should have done moved out, because it is what? April 25th. You said the lease was up April. Got to your story, got to your advice a little bit late. But if this is how it is now, I hope you done moved out, move back to your parents, and let him live in his squalor. Because the thing is, I ain't doing that. Piling up dishes, then you better be using paper plates, taking out the trash constantly, and using them bamboo knives, forks, cutlery set. Because I'm sorry, I'm not going to be waiting till the weekend to get a clean plate, to get a clean cup. What are we doing? Is he drinking out of the same cup all week? I have more and more questions, but that we will save for another one. Let's get to the next story. Woo, child, let's get to the next story. Okay, we're heating up the spice a little bit. We're heating up the spice a little bit. So this gentleman came to us. He's a 32-year-old male. Says his 32-year-old girlfriend slept with someone else and told him it's not cheating because she said she wasn't seeing anyone. It doesn't mean I can't sleep with people. So I'm guessing they took a little break and she wasn't seeing anyone. Okay. So here it is. We dated for 3 years, broke up. Then several months later, she told me she couldn't imagine life without me. We aren't official, but I asked her, and you are not seeing anyone, right? She said she was off dating apps and she had ended things with the other guy. She started talking about marriage. We spent so much time together. Month and a half later, she went to visit friends for New Year's. One of the people was a friend she had hooked up with a couple times over our break. I didn't know this. He wanted more, she did not. They went to a concert, okay? They got how can I say it, wasted, slept together. She got pregnant and told me yesterday she was not going to remain pregnant. I'm so hurt. She's showing some remorse, but saying it's not cheating because we are not in a relationship. I felt like it's pretty clear when we agreed not to date other people, it means no sex with others. Is this inaccurate? Says, I'm having a hard time, making thoughts about this, but they appreciate the outpouring of support. There was a lot of people making comments under this post. Okay. So let's wrap it up. It is she's 32, he's 32. They were dated for 3 years. They broke up. Several months later, I would like numbers. Several months to me means 7 or 8. She couldn't imagine her life without him. They aren't official, but asked her if she's not seen anyone anymore. She off dating apps. They started talking about marriage. She went to a concert, got wasted, and slept with her friend that she had been on and off with who wanted more with her. She got with child and decided she's not going to remain with child, and he is hurt. So again, young man, in your 30s, you are 32. You can certainly move on. Move on. Move on. AK's POV says we aren't official. That's what's standing out to her. We are not official. Marjan said he needs to move on. He does. Move on. Y'all broke up. Y'all need to stay broke up. Unfiltered Doll says, oh, okay. Trey says, get out, buddy. Technically, she didn't cheat. So technically, you can bounce. Now, technically, she did not cheat. Y'all were together for 3 years. Y'all broke up. Okay. Several months later, she wants to come back. Okay. She wants that old thing back. And coming back together, y'all ain't make it official that y'all are officially together, but she's off the dating apps. She was, sleeping around with a close friend. And the close friend wanted more. And that's probably why she left him, because she don't want to commit. And she's like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, I got to go. I got to leave. I got to bounce. She went and got wasted with the friend, slept with the friend, and she is with child. She probably don't know who the daddy is. That's another question. So, dude, if you ain't, you are getting away. I shouldn't say scot-free, but you are slipping, sliding away. You do not want to be tied to her for the rest of your life. You do not want to be tied to her. So as Trey Mack said, yeah, if she's saying she can sleep with people because technically we ain't exclusive, technically we ain't together. Technically you ain't all that I got. So technically you can leave her and be done with it. And it ain't a matter of leaving her. It's just a matter of going along your way. Because y'all what? She said technically y'all ain't together. Moondust Angel says, move on. Find someone that deserves your time and your affection. Great advice. Save yourself and leave, Samantha says. Save yourself. In case POV, in the future, he needs to communicate when he wants to be official with his partner. Yeah, this is a young lady that you got to say, hey, today, this time and date, we are official. You ain't seeing nobody else. As of this date. She need a hard core calendar, note right there. This is the date we're exclusive. When Stranger says you broke up for a reason in the first place, maybe you should remember that and stop trying to put a square peg in a round hole. It will never fit. Seems to me. Yeah, yep, got it. She removed the pregnancy. Yes, she did. That is the best way I can say it for the YouTube algorithm, y'all. Okay? Marjan, we bringing in another thing. Yep. She could be bringing you more by an STD. Because if she's getting wasted and just sleeping with friends and other people, I don't even trust that she's off of the dating apps at this point. Unless she's having him as a main course or you on the side or whatever. She seems like she want to have the cake all the way. She's a bird, let her fly away. Ooh, fly, fly away, pretty bird. They were on a break. Yeah, they're on a break, but she tried to come back. This is the several months later. She tried to come back. So yeah, they were on a break at the time, but while she trying to come back, and we ain't technically exclusive yet, then she wants to be like, yeah, you in the wings, being exclusive so I can still see other people. Don't give her the time to think to gaslight you into staying. You need to leave and put yourself first. Yes. Yep, he needs to get the hell on. That's an unfiltered reaction right there. Thank you, Marjan. Yes, y'all, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you very much. We're going to get to the last bit. I told you there was 6 today. We're going to get to the last one. If she can casually do that to a pregnancy after being that reckless, it really isn't the kind of person who takes life seriously, and you should not be someone with that. Be with someone like this. Yes, exactly. She not only taking that, but the relationship not seriously. She's not taking sharing her body seriously. Can you see yourself building a relationship foundation with this person? No. It seems like she wants to be community property. That's what it seems like. Seems like she doesn't want to be tied down by anyone or anything. So while she may be going out there, trying, the 31 flavors of Baskin Robbins. I don't think she tried 31 flavors. We know about one flavor. She came back with a little bit more than she left with. And maybe she, dude, you need to be careful because this is how people end up supporting a child that is not theirs for 18 years. Be very careful, young man. Be very careful. You better watch it. She did a wonderful thing by breaking up with you several months ago. I don't know why you wanted to go and get that old thing back yourself. Tremax says, play ideal, get gone. So let's get to the last one. Let's get to the last point for unsolicited advice. So this one is about polyamorous relationships. This is a 21-year-old female and her 25-year-old boyfriend. They're having a conversation about the future of their relationship. He wants polygamy, and I can't deal with that. Am I insane? My boyfriend and I have been dating for almost 6 months. Y'all heard that? 6 months. We go to school together. We spend almost every waking moment together. Last month, we had a month break from school. Right before this, he brought up polygamy which he had originally talked about it in the beginning of the relationship, but had not brought it up in months. Then the week before finals, we had a check-in. We do this once a month, and it was on a list of topics to talk about on his phone. Anyway, we have not talked about it in over a month, and I've been extremely stressed about it the whole time, but I've wanted to talk about it in person, which hasn't gone as planned. And he sent me a letter last night talking about how his feelings have grown, etc., and gave me 5 options. One, have more intimacy and date longer, possibly indefinitely. Two, break up after my birthday in the summer. Three, break up now. Four, take a break for 6 months with the intention of getting back together. Or five, polyamorous. I don't feel very upset, which is making me sad, but I think it's because I'm on a new birth control method and I've been off since I started it. I don't have any friends to talk to right now, so I need some advice. Let's clarify. He is upset about the lack of intimacy we have, okay? We do, yeah, 1 to 2 times a week and maybe every 1 to 2 weeks. He said he doesn't want to break up because he's grown to love me and doesn't want to be apart, but wants to have more intimacy and for me not to be disgusted by his yeah, how can I say it? His bodily fluid. That's the way I can say it for you two. Mm-mm-mm. The poly of it all. The poly. If you watch Ready to Love Philadelphia, the polyester of it all. AK's POV says, break up now. Tremax said, Polly ain't for everyone. Shake my hand. But he told you from jump what he wanted. Exactly. We started with him talking Polly. You knew Polly was what he wanted. He is 25. Are they married? I thought polygamy was having multiple wives. Some people do polygamy, but there's also polyamorous, where you can have a set of folks in an exclusive relationship within this group. So you can do that as well, Unfiltered Doll Reactions. Don't ask me how I know, but I know. Oh, he wants more cat. Yeah, he wants more kitty. Maybe he wants a variety. Again, earlier we said Baskin Robbins. Maybe he wants 31 flavors. Moondust Angel says, you don't need this kind of drama in your life. Set yourself free. You're only 21 and have so much learning to do. This is not the end. Find someone who can respect your boundaries. Exactly. AK's POV, too young to deal with such confusion. This is supposed to be the fun times. Yes, we all remember college. It's supposed to be the fun time. How are people? How are people like in real committed relationships in college? You know, that's no shade, but I'm just asking. Some of us weren't doing that in college. Weren't in a serious committed relationship then. You're probably using poly as a way to cheat, but not necessarily. A bad reason to suggest poly. Oh, so he likes and loves her, but she is lame in bed. Yikes. Yeah, that's what it's sounding. It sounds like he needs someone to bring the excitement and bring the heat. Just Ronnie said, I'm confusion. Okay, so he wants polygamy. Okay. And I think maybe they're using the wrong terminology, but he wants to be able to have multiple girlfriends or wives. And we need to understand the polygamy aspect, because we also have people out here where it's one lady and multiple husbands. There's a polygamy that way too. What she should have done, what I would have done to kind of push him on his heels, is like, oh, you want polygamy? Or I want several husbands. Are you okay with that? See how he reacts. And he probably ain't going to be favorable to you having several husbands. Yeah, he just wants to hang and bang. Child, leave that man alone and find someone else. So, if this is the way they were raised, I could understand it. If he was raised, and I have questions, was he raised in a polygamous environment? Was he raised where polygamy was the relationship of choice? I need to know where we are in the country, because that does matter. And I need to know if he was raised with a dad and several moms. That would also tell me as to why he wants poly. Okay? That would tell me why he wants poly. Thank you. Polyandry for women with multiple husbands. Yes, thank you for correcting me. So I would like to know, is this the lifestyle he grew up with? Is this a lifestyle he grew up with? Because if it is, then I would understand and I wouldn't go for the jugular. But I'm going to guess he's not. Is it open to the same concept where she's concerned? Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I don't think she's 21. I don't think she has the pushback that I have. She ain't got a pushback that I have. Just because his dad was spreading it low and wide, don't make it okay. Now, the thing with poly of any kind, you are juggling the relationship with multiple people. You are juggling the emotions. You are juggling a whole lot of personalities with multiple people. Heck, many of us can't juggle the personality of the one person we married or in a committed relationship with. I could not imagine juggling another personality. I have enough personalities. And then you add kids on top of that? Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. And I know Mr. Elsa gonna be like, he can't, I'm enough of you know, two handfuls and a backpack. He won't be able to manage multiple wives' personalities at all. Just Rhonda says, I feel like these people use polygamy to get the relationship open. I do agree with you. I think they want to be able to have options, but say it's exclusive options, so they say it's polygamy. If he's using Neo as an example, that's an awful one because Neo is just being a 304. Tell it, K Sharp. That's K Sharp's opinion, and I agree with it. I co-sign it. Unfiltered Doll said, folks didn't even know they are in a poly relationship, child. Now, is it really poly if we don't know, or is it side piece and main course? Is it side piece or main course? Is it really poly? I think poly is when we know we are all in the relationship, we are well aware of each other, and we're all here for the good of the relationship. That's what I think poly. Other than that, is open if you're doing multiple people, because poly is a set of people. You don't go outside the unit, okay? But if you want to call it poly, I don't call it poly if you out here, slanging and danging all over the place and your partner does not know. Side piece and main is typical. Yeah, it sounds like he wants to be out there. One, they're not together often. Two, it sounds like it ain't exciting to him. Three, girl, he done told you when you started he wanted poly. He told you. You can't say he lied to you. You can't say he didn't know. You just brushed it aside, like a girl in one of our previous episodes where she was like, oh, his he farts a lot and it don't, she can't take it. This ain't the first time. And it ain't gonna be the last. Okay? It ain't the first and it ain't gonna be the last. He told you, you ignored it, and now you're wondering, what do? You buck up and you figure out if this is for you or not. And if it's not for you, don't do it. K Shop said yes, and poly, it's a committed relationship. Yes, it is. It's a set unit. There's a show coming up where there's two couples living together and doing a poly situation. I think it starts next week. I said I'll look at that. I think it's Poly Family or something. I got to see that because I don't know how. I said a husband and wife come together and have a poly relationship. Poly is trending terminology for busy bodies, or the body's just getting busy, or you're just getting busy with many bodies. I don't understand what the whole poly of it all. So I'd love to know if he was serious or using trending titles to do what he wants. That's why I want to know how he was raised. If he was raised poly, I would understand why he's bringing this up. At 21, we have so many expectations that we really should think about what we truly want. And it's okay to try different things until you find something that works and then stick with that. I agree with you, Moondust Angel. Here's the other thing. You need to do your research. You need to do your research. What network? I am not sure what network the family poly is coming on. Let me see if I could pull it up and see. It's called Poly Family. It's ooh, I do not see. It says it's a Warner Brothers series, and I'm not sure exactly what channel it's coming on. It's probably one of those. Oh, it's on TLC. There we go. It's on TLC. Poly Family. Now the couples on there don't look like me, okay? Don't look like me. Just warning you. It's gonna be a whole lot of other things other than poly. We're gonna be navigating and translating through. So for poly, you need to know, you need to set boundaries and we need to set rules. You need to know exactly even the interviewing process. You are currently the only girlfriend, the only person in his life, only, let's say, future, you're the only wife at this time. If you're going to bring in someone to possibly be a part of your unit, there's an interview process. There have to be rules, there have to be regulations. There's a whole bunch of stuff because even in a poly unit, because he is dipping in in different in different wells at the same time, y'all gotta have a schedule too. Y'all gotta have a schedule. And if he dipping, even if one of y'all change a diet, it could end up having an adverse effect because if he ain't clean, he could be passing from well to well. He could be passing things from you to her to you. You to her to you. Structure, yes, unfiltered doll. It needs to have structure in the relationship. And at 25 and 21, unless he was raised in it, unless he has done extensive research, unless he knows people in it and he's done his research, he would know. They'll be fumbling through this, and that's how people get hurt. But if you have done it and you have seen it, then definitely you would, know how to navigate. You still have stumbles and fall. You still stumble and fall, but at least you'll know how to navigate it, especially with your feelings. Samantha says, yes, it's Poly Family starting on April 29th on TLC. Now, I'll watch the first episode, y'all. Thank you, Samantha. I'll watch the first episode. I don't know if I'm going to cover it. It's hard out here being, poly curious, and you're just looking at something and you're like, oh, that ain't for me. But you just want to know how people navigate. That's me. I don't know how people navigate it. I don't know how they blend the personalities and live together, and how I know you have the husband tonight and tomorrow night my night, but I'm staying here, staying up, taking care of the kids while y'all having fun. That ain't me. That ain't my lifestyle. That ain't what I want for my life. But hey, I ain't being asked to be in that. I'm not being asked, but I do know there needs to be rules and structure, or it's going to be falling apart like that Sister Wives crew. It could be falling apart 20, 30 years later, and all of a sudden it's half the people that you started with. You've got to understand what the poly. Have the conversation with him. That's my unsolicited advice. Have the conversation with him. Talk to him. See how much of this he knows, how much structure he has, and see if he's really looking at this as a poly unit, or is he looking at this so he could be tasting all the flavors in Baskin Robbins, 31 flavors, and he could just have fun and just not be considered cheating because he is interviewing people for the position in poly. I'm scared that he just want to interview people to be part of the relationship. Yes, high five. I remember Big Love. I loved the show Big Love. That was awesome. I watched that entire series, but that ain't where I'm gathering, only my information. I know some folks in a polyamorous relationship. It ain't for me. It ain't for me. How you juggle people and all that. How do you share? Yo, I can barely share a slice of red velvet cake, okay? I can barely share that. I be looking at Mr. Elsa, he coming with his fork to try and get If I can barely share a slice of good red velvet cake, I know I can't share my spouse. I know I can't share the person. I know I can't share my children, share my children's love. I applaud them if they can. I can't do it. That ain't for me. But if that's for you, certainly I'm just, enthralled and knowing, wow, there are people out here that do it. Another show, if you want, if you're this polycurious, I used to watch Seeking Sister Wife. Now, be careful. The one of the families, the last name begins with S. In the first season, there's a whole investigation. There was a whole kind of, all kinds of FBI investigation into them. Their last name begins with S, like Sam, but not the Sam in our chat, okay? But the last name begins with S. If you see it and you see them, know that the ending of their story ends up with a whole bunch of foolishness. But there are many couples in there that have successfully interviewed a new wife into the unit. They have blended the family well, and how they manage and their structure is wonderful. It could be me. It couldn't be me. I can't do it. But knowing that I'm getting my husband dressed to go interview a future wife, oh heck no! Oh no no no! You're gonna come back and find disarray. There was an inside hurricane. A hurricane passed through the house because I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. Unfiltered Doll said, "That's me. I can't share snacks, let alone a whole human." Girl, and there's some snacks. And I only brought up the red velvet cake. That's one of the little snacks, but there are several snacks that I will. Mr. Elson and I have an agreement. He knows, don't even ask to share. Okay? Don't even look my way. Don't even salivate, because that's my snack and I ain't sharing. Don't even. That's where we will really need a referee. High Vibe said, I do too. They've been married for decades, grandkids, and everything. Mm-mm-mm. Samantha, yeah, it's not this Samantha, okay? Not S's and Sam, not this Samantha, but the last name begins with an S, okay? It's an African American couple. They were good. The first season was wonderful to see the journey. Now, he done messed up a couple times, okay? He thought the interview process also meant interviewing how we go level out the bed and stuff. He thought his interview process include trying her out, okay? Wearing her out. But the interview process ain't that. See, after the fact, the wife is like, no, you can't do that. She ain't solidified as a wife. You can't do that. Now we want rules? You sent him out there. He went out there with no rules. Yeah, y'all got what y'all were looking for. They don't have fries? I know. I can share fries. Fries ain't an issue. Fries ain't an issue. But when we come to other things, cake, yeah, I can share some cookies, not chocolate chip. And definitely not if it's a chewy chocolate chip. Don't even look in my direction. Okay? I'll share some popcorn with you. You can have one handful of popcorn, but definitely not my barbecue potato chips. We do. I don't know you. I don't know you. Even if you bought me the bag, I don't know you. That's bad. I want to say, oh, it tastes better coming out of your bag. No. Oh, he was tasting a sample. Yeah, he was tasting a sample. He was seeing what that sweet treat do before he decided to bring her on as a sister wife. The one that started the investigation from South Africa? Oh, yes, Chanel. You know that story. I can share fries and chips. Okay, I can share fries. Not my sweets. Oh, okay. Okay, I just went dirty in my mind for a second. You meant actual candy sweets, actual chocolate. Okay. Same. Get your own. Yep, get your own. But I watch, those poly shows. I used to watch Seeking Sister Wives when it came out. There's some really good foundational ones right there. I was sorry when it went on, but then there's some people that playing in your face. There was one couple, y'all, that they're married here stateside. He wanted a sister wife internationally in a South American country. They legally divorced here in the US. So he can go there and marry the international young lady, and he could bring her over with green card and a spousal visa. Y'all, wild. Absolutely wild. I was like, ain't no way you getting me to divorce my husband here. And I have 2 kids for him to go and marry someone to bring them. He need to find a sister wife stateside. He need to find, and they were not raised in a poly family. That's the other thing. Bakery sweets and some fruits. Yeah. I'll share the fruit. Well, not all fruit. Don't, don't. I don't share the cherries, pineapple. I'll share kiwi. There's some things I just don't want to share. And you know what? It may be the only child in me. I am an only child, so maybe that's where that little selfishness where I don't want to share, food and stuff like that. But hey, that may be also while I remain and retain my membership in the plus size delegation. Okay. Maybe I need to share more. Maybe I need to level him up a little bit. No, I'm not sharing the fruits or the bakery sweets. Okay. We're getting into what we not sharing and what we not going to do. If I learned about poly 20 years ago, I would have considered, okay, K Sharp, I understand. I understand why people find poly, you know, an option because as many of them say, it's you have another wife there, you have another like a sister in the household or someone who's a close person to you, someone who you trust with your kids and they can trust um with their kids, and it's just the women find it they have a harmonious household. It is just having a second mother or a second woman in the house. I just don't understand the poly with the multiple husbands. I, that just I don't understand that. But to each his own, to each her own as well. I wonder with poly if we can give our days up. Now, here's the interesting thing. There is a poly family in one of those shows where they have a bedroom that is a whole bed. So there isn't a matter of giving up your days. Everybody is in the same room on the same, 10 by 12. The whole room is bed. Everybody in there. So it ain't a matter of giving up your days. It's a matter of maybe you go look at the wall or don't participate. But everybody in there. Okay. Everybody's relationship gonna be different. Everybody's relationship gonna be different. Because there's one lady interviewing a potential new husband, and her husband went to speak to the man first, and then she had a date with him. Everybody's interview process is different. Everybody's interview process is different. And that was the last story and question. At 20 something years old, y'all are young. Y'all could research it, y'all can talk about it, and y'all could just, talk about it for right now. Y'all are still in college. He cannot sustain a poly family at 25. So, young lady, if you just want to chill, have fun in this relationship with him, understand he wants poly eventually, but he cannot sustain a poly household at 25. He's still in college. He can't sustain poly at 25. What is his goal? When does he expect to be poly? When does he expect to have children? How many wives does he expect to have in poly? You need to come with your own question, a barrage of questions that he will not have answered at 25 unless he was raised in a poly community. So there are things you could do to kind of push his heels back on the whole poly thing. There are things you can say and questions, and let's talk about it. Is it poly multiple wives or is it poly multiple husbands for me? Y'all can talk about it. But the thing is, you really need to push back a little bit. Ask him the questions. Because he gonna be like, once he starts stuttering, he ain't serious about it. But if you have the answers, he knows, he has his research, then of course, that's exactly what he wants for his life. But girl, 25, he can't even fund one wife or girlfriend. He can't fund that. He can't fund more than that. So him wanting poly, it ain't gonna happen right now. But you can certainly have a conversation. But if you are totally set against it, guess what? You gotta break up and look around on the college campus. Who else is graduating? You're 21. Who graduating in a couple of years? Who graduating right now? See if you could, pick yourself into a relationship if you want to. But my thing is, college days ain't really for committed relationships. It's all about sampling the flavors before you pick one. But that's just my unsolicited advice. She doesn't want it, but he does, so it won't work. Yeah, it won't work. It won't work. The math also ain't mathing with these ones. He wants it more. She's like, we getting enough of it. And it sounds like he ain't enjoying what he getting, and he wants somebody else to enjoy as well. So what is your unsolicited advice? We covered 6 requests today. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a Friday. I said, hey, since y'all like this segment, let me try Friday. Let me try, a lot more stories. Let's see how it goes for over the hour mark. So let me know what your thoughts are. Put it in the comments below. Please like, please share, subscribe, put on a notification bell, because you don't want to be like AK's POV who told us earlier. If she didn't have the notification bell, she wouldn't know we were on, and she wouldn't know it was after 5 o'clock, time to head home. So y'all, thank you so much. You're welcome, Samantha. Thank you. It was fun today. And the chat and the fam, yes, it was fun today. And I wish y'all a wonderful weekend. Next week, we're going to solidify, probably maybe 2 to 3 days of this a week. I can't promise as much as I'm doing right now, but since y'all enjoyed it, I wanted to make sure that y'all were able to get a good dose of it the first week. And who knows, I may just pull it up on the car ride home. I may just pull it up and chat with y'all on the car ride, and we can have a good kiki. But I'm thinking I may have, and where's K Sharp? Is she still here? K Sharp told me I need to give some unsolicited advice to that pastor and his wife, and the wife who was ironing his clothes while he was going to see the mistress. I have a lot of thoughts on that couple, and if I feel like it, I just might go live tomorrow talking about them, because she needs some unsolicited advice, and she needs it now. Or more importantly, the young ladies who may end up like her, they need some unsolicited advice, because, honey, that ain't it. That ain't it. But y'all, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Y'all have been wonderful. And again, we'll have more unsolicited advice in the coming days. Make sure you are subscribed and that notification bell is on. But I'll see you on the next